Hey there, Shelly here with Shelly Can Help, and we are doing a series for January of 2025, and it's all about how we can create healthier habits in 2025 without it being overwhelming or doing massive resolutions. So every week we're starting a new goal, and I'm giving you a little homework so that by the end of January you've kind of got a concept of, hey, I can do this every week throughout the rest of the year so I can have lasting, healthy change in my life. If you haven't done so, this is week 3. So if you haven't watched week 1 and 2, pause this video and go watch them so you can watch them in order, and then you can have like this fun little plan of getting caught up with all of the goals and all of the habits that we're creating in 2025. If you are not new to watching my channel, have no fear. This year is going to involve meal planning, meal prepping. I'm still gonna make recipes, but I do believe that we need for January to set a solid foundation for some healthy habits. I could cook recipes all day long, but if I don't tell you the why behind it and I don't help you to create some consistency in your planning, in your schedule, in your kitchen, if you don't spend some time in your kitchen, the recipes do no good. So I want to take the month of January to kind of set these foundational steps so that throughout the rest of the year you can take these foundational steps and then apply them when you actually physically get into the kitchen, when you actually make that grocery list, when you do the grocery shopping. Healthy eating isn't just about recipes. I love recipes and they are my love language, and you can get them all on my website. But I also want you to understand it takes more than just reading a healthy recipe for you to eat healthier. We have to create these small habits, and it helps if we set small goals. I recommend setting a big goal, but we don't want to focus on that big goal, because if you have some health issues going on, clearly your big goal is to reduce the symptoms or heal that thing that's going on. But we have to take it step by step. Being healthy is a lifetime commitment. Being healthy is a journey. But I want to show you how you can maneuver your way through this journey in very small ways so that they build and stack on top of each other to create a healthy lifestyle. I've been going at this for over 10 years now, and I've learned so much about healthy lifestyle and how I can do it for me that's in a sustainable way. And I want to teach you to do the same. You know, my husband had a heart attack almost 11 years ago, and that put us into overdrive. We were forced to make some changes because we wanted him to heal. And I don't want something tragic to happen to people before they are forced to do something different. If you have a little something going on, a little ailment, maybe you're on a couple of prescription drugs, maybe you need to lose some weight, maybe your hormones are messed up, whatever it is, your journey is yours. But I can promise you this. I have been through hell and back when it comes to a healthy journey. I have dug my way through the trenches, I have climbed the mountains with my bare hands, and I have learned that it takes small habits, not huge overhauls. There have been so many times where I got overwhelmed and I would fall off the bandwagon and I would start eating unhealthy again. I get it, I have been where you are. So this series is intended to set a foundation for 2025 so that we can go forward through the rest of the year crushing our health goals, one small habit at a time. So for week 3, I would like to put a little emphasis on anti-inflammatory foods. This is the basis behind everything I teach. When we can reduce that chronic inflammation in our bodies are set up for optimum health. What we eat every day has a factor on our inflammation markers. It tells our body if it needs to go into fight or flight mode, or if it's going to use the ingredients and the foods that we're eating to nourish the body and to heal the body. It's not complicated. What's complicated is getting the habits set and actually doing the deeds every day. So today, anti-inflammatory foods are the topic. Did you get your pen and paper? Because you're gonna wanna take some notes. I've spent so many years telling people about the importance of eating an anti-inflammatory diet. And you're like, well, what does that look like, Shelly? Well, for me, I feel like there are foods, well, it's not for me. This is fact. There are foods that cause inflammation, which means you eat them and your body gets inflamed on the inside because your body is fighting that food instead of using it for good. Then there are foods that are anti-inflammatory, meaning you eat these foods and they go into your body and they fight inflammation. Yes, I know, there are lots of things that cause inflammation. Toxins in the air, heavy metals, stress, lack of sleep, poor diet, all of these things cause chronic inflammation. But I feel that if we put focus on the one thing that we absolutely have complete control over, what we eat, we're more able to tackle that inflammation. We can see our blood work come back in better results when we change what we're eating. The science backs it. And I want to show you simple ways that you can incorporate this into your lifestyle, into your habits, into your kitchen, onto your grocery list, so that you know with confidence that you're applying some anti-inflammatory habits into your meals. Now, I also want to tell you, and I want to bust the myth, that you have to give up your favorite foods if you want to eat healthy. There are so many wonderful foods out there, real whole foods that can taste delicious. And I'm here to help you make those healthy whole foods delicious. All right, so let's talk about 3 kind of food groups that are anti-inflammatory, and I want you to write these down, and then when this is over, you have a little homework. I want you to think of how you can incorporate these foods into your meals this week. Number 1 is going to be leafy greens. Anything in the produce aisle that is a dark leafy green is going to be anti-inflammatory. But it's kind of twofold, because they also are loaded with fiber and minerals, which we also need in our body. But I don't want to complicate things right now. I want to focus on anti-inflammatory. Leafy greens go in our body and they actually fight and reduce the inflammation in our body. You can use leafy greens, of course, in a salad. You can also rip them up and put them in a soup. You can actually rip them up and put them in a smoothie. You can put them in a food processor or a blender and get them very, very small and hide them in foods like marinara sauces. So if you have picky eaters in your family, they won't know they're eating the greens. But leafy greens should be in your daily diet. It is a staple in our kitchen, and you have all kinds of varieties. I'm not going to go through all of them. You know what a leafy green is. Another good category of anti-inflammatory foods are healthy fats. So think oils. Avocado oil and extra virgin olive oil, 2 very good examples. We cook with them, we make dressings with them, we saute vegetables with them, we drizzle them over roasted vegetables. There's so many ways that we can use these healthy fat oils in our recipes. Notice I didn't say refined oils like vegetable or canola or soybean. I'm not going to get in that today because that is a whole other topic that I speak about often. But we want to avoid those refined oils. So one thing you can clean your kitchen out is get rid of those refined oils and stick with extra virgin olive oil and avocado oil for your healthy fat options. Getting rid of those refined oils is going to reduce the inflammation in your body, and incorporating the healthy oils is going to reduce the inflammation. Talk about a double whammy. The third one that I want to talk to you about today is spices. There are all kinds of spices that, not only do they add a lot of flavor to your food, they fight inflammation. So I'm talking about things like turmeric. You can do the root or the powder. I put the root or the powder in smoothies and sauces and dressings. Things like rosemary, oregano. Cinnamon is a shocker that a lot of people don't know is anti-inflammatory. You can put cinnamon in your coffee, your oatmeal, your smoothies, your desserts. Yeah, you feel like, oh my gosh, this is a sweet treat, but actually it's fighting inflammation. It's kind of funny because I talk about all the time about how you can change up flavors and add a lot of flavor using spices and herbs to help reduce inflammation, and that's exactly what it's doing. So without getting bored, if you think like vegetables are boring and you add a bunch of spices and herbs to them, you're fighting inflammation twice. So I'm going to do anything I can to teach you these little tiny tricks in your kitchen to help reduce the inflammation in your body. A great meal that you could incorporate most of these foods that I talked about today is a smoothie. So in the morning, you want to try to get a lot of nutrients early in the day, including protein. Smoothies are a great way to do that, but you also have to know how to make your smoothies. So below, I'm going to give you my free How to Make a Perfect Smoothie guide. It's going to give you ingredient suggestions and what all you need to put in a smoothie to make it well-rounded and nutritious. When you put more focus on these additions, these foods that we're gonna start incorporating into our kitchen and our recipes, then you're not so overwhelmed with, I'm giving up something. We call it crowding out. So we're gonna crowd out those ultra-processed foods that aren't really good for us by incorporating more of those anti-inflammatory foods in our kitchens and our meals. All right, that's a wrap on week 3. If you liked these tips, you are going to love my upcoming 7-day challenge. It's free and it's made just for you if you want to make 2025 the year for healthy change. Just click the link below in the description, or you can go to shellycanhelp.com/habits. We are doing a free 7-day challenge that will help you create healthy habits in 2025. You know, those small ones that add up to big, healthy change. I'm all about helping you roll up your sleeves and actually get in the kitchen and make a healthy meal. One habit at a time. Now I gotta run, but I have one question for you before I do. What is on your fork? Bye for now.